Welcome friends, it's Vicky Wright, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, Australia. So with the new month being February, Robbie and I are going to do, we'll be doing casing the mini catalogue this month. I hope that's light enough for you to see. It's a bit overcast here and has been for a couple of days. Very, very hot and humid too. So last month we did the card a day in January, which we posted every day to our Facebook page. So if you haven't seen those, be sure to pop over and check them out on myself or Robbie's Facebook page. And this month is, as I said, casing from the catalogue. So each week, Sunday my time, 3 o'clock, there will be a post on my blog with the card I've cased along with this video. I think it is 11 a.m. Robbie's time. I can't really remember, but 3 o'clock. Yeah, I think that's about right. Sundays. So they're both Sundays. Okie dokie. Now, in saying that, I will have a sketch for you and the measurements. Robbie will have the letter measurements and I'll have the A4 metric, and I'll also have the inches. Okay, so this is our first sketch. This is what we're going to be casing. I have added a couple of layers onto mine, but you don't have to. You can do exactly what it says if you wanted to. Okay, and then this is what is going to be posted on my blog as well. So you've got the basic sketch layout of the card, and you've got all the measurements and our details. Okie dokie. So you'll be able to download that and print them off and save them if you want to. Put it in a folder and save them. I always save them. Okay, so as I said, that's the layout we're going to be doing. So I'm actually going to keep this here with me so that I can refer back to it. So for my card, I wanted to create a mail card, and I've decided to go with the Texture Chic DSP from the annual catalogue. Okay, and I'm also going to use the Season of Chic stamp set along with the Chic dies. Okay, so let's grab our kit and let's create. Now I have done a little bit of cutting, die cutting and playing around. So our base card is going to be just, oops, I haven't knocked that phone. So our base card is, what is this colour? Soft Succulent. Okay. I'm just going to burnish along here. I've brought in an extra layer, which is Evening Primrose, and this is the piece of DSP that I'm going to be using. I've cut that back to just 1/8 of an inch smaller than the Evening, did I say Evening Primrose? Sorry, Evening Evergreen. Okay, so what we're going to do is stick this to get down. just so there's a nice edge all the way around. Oops. I always use glue so that I've got a little bit of leeway. Then we're going to stick this to our base card. Making sure your base card is up the right way. And then just press that down gently. Okay, so that's basically our base card. Now, I have die cut a piece of the gold distressed paper, which also goes with this paper. And I've cut it back. I should have left it, but it's the distressed gold. That's it there, from the annual catalogue as well. Now, I actually used the die from the Seaside Bay. Is that what the dies are? Seaside Bay, I think it is, from the annual catalogue. And what I did, how I did it was, I grabbed a piece of Fairy Vanilla and a piece of this, and I just put them on top of each other just like that. And then I laid the die down and cut both together. You can cut them separately if you wanted to. Another idea after I had cut them was you could also rip the edges on these two, so I would still sort of layer them on top of each other and just tear the edges. When you're tearing, don't forget to tear towards you. Okay, so they're the two, and then what we're going to do is just stick these two together just like that. But before we do that, we're going to do a little bit of stamping. So we'll bring in our, because what I want to do is this background here. Okay. So what, actually, just bear with me. I'm going to change my mind. Just bear with me. Okay. Let's just go with the flow. I've just found this, and I've used this previously, obviously. I've just found this die cut. I don't throw these pieces away if I don't use them. So we'll use this for a mask, okay? And we'll do that background just here. Okie dokie. So I just went to grab our blending brushes, and we might do like, hey, let's do soft succulent over the top. So all I'm going to do is just lightly blend soft succulent over the top of this die shape. As I said, don't throw them out. Put them in your stamp set or your dies, with your dies, and use them as masks. Yep. And just continue until you're happy. Excuse me. Depth of colour. So I'll just move my hands. I wouldn't use this if I was to use a pink, you know, or a light colour, say blue for example, or whatever, because you will get your green mixed in with it, so I would probably redo another one. And the next colour, if it wasn't green, to use the next colour, hold on, let me rephrase that. If I was to use it again and it wasn't the green, a green, I would die cut a new one. But if it was to be, say, primary colour, neither navy, black, yeah, browns, I would go over the top of it. So I think that'll do us. Okay, so all I do with this is just take the excess off, bring in a rag, and just gently, mightn't sound like I'm doing it gently, but I am. Okay, just put those back in the box. Close that up, put that away. Now, before I do anything else, I'm going to stamp my sentiment. Where is our... I haven't got it on here, but I will when I redo this. I will put the sentiment. So the sentiment is just here. So we'll do our sentiment before we put it together. And I think I'll use the Evening Evergreen. As I said, I want it for a bloke, so we'll use the best birthday ever. Where is it? Here. That up. Bring our ink over. Now, I always stamp onto scrap paper first so that I know I've got it straight, and I'll take this out of eyesight for a little bit while I stamp my sentiment. Hoping I've got it straight. Yep. And that's it there. Okay. And I'll just better wipe my fingers before I get ink over my card. So then what we're going to do is grab some Stamp and Seal, because I don't put glue on this. I use the Stamp and Seal. So I'm just going to run a little bit across there like that. Sometimes I can get this to work and sometimes I can't. Oh, I just had it working about half an hour ago. That's better. Oops. So we're just going to put this on here like that, leaving just a small edge showing. Making sure that it's nice and even along the top and along the bottom. Making hard work of it. I'm just going to trim just that slight bit off. So that's our little panel done. Then we're going to pop this up with a couple of dimensionals. Just like that. Oops, hold on, before I do that, what I want to do is add see this strip here behind here? I'm going to add a little bit of ribbon, okay? And I think we will go with Evening Evergreen. Let's do that, eh? I seem to be all fingers today. So I'll just pop the glue bottle on that, grab some tear and tape adhesive. I could use mini glue dots if I wanted to, or you could probably even use the stamp and seal, but I find the tape the best. Well, that's me. I just like the tape. And then we can pop up our, and I think I might just add a couple more for good measure. Just like that. And all we're going to do putting it down just like that so that it's nice and straight. Will overlap a little bit, but I don't mind that. And I'm just going to trim that end off, and that's the card, nearly our card done. Okay, so then what we're going to do is add a few elements to it, stamped images. So I'm going to use the leaves, or a leaf, and it's going to be this one. And we're going to stamp this in Evening Evergreen onto scrap. Oh, that's the envelope. What happened to my scrap? It is Scrap Berry Vanilla. I'm just cutting off the end bits here. So we're just going to use Scrap Berry Vanilla, and we're going to bring in the Evening Evergreen again, and we're going to ink that up. Just like that. And through the magic of television, so they say, I already have one die cut using the Chic die. So I've actually used that die there to die cut it. Okay, that's the shape of the die that I used to as a mask. And I have die cut a couple of others. I've done one in Berry Vanilla have actually done one in the Gold Distress. So, excuse me. So I know it only has 2 shapes there, but I'm thinking I might use 3. What do you reckon? Oh, sorry, we're not live, are we? Sometimes I forget. You know what? I think we might just use the 2. So what we'll do is pop this up. Just with a couple of dimensionals, and we'll bring in a mini one and we'll put that right up the top. And then we'll just put that to the side just like that. Then what we're going to do is I'm just going to add a little bit of glue just down the side that's going to stick to the side of the leaf. And that'll give it just a little bit of support. I'm not going to worry about putting dimensionals on because I don't think it needs it. And I'm thinking we might tie a little knot . Just grab our mini glue dots . Mini glue dot . Oh, just about out of them. Oh, lucky last, I am out of them. Oh, these last a long time. So we'll just roll that over a little bit. And just put that there. And what we'll do, come on, oh, I mucked this up. I'm just trying to cut the ribbon. And that is our card, all done and dusted. So I hope you've enjoyed that. So don't forget, I'll have Robbie's link on my blog so that you can visit and see what she has done, and you'll be able to grab the measurements if you live in the States for the letter size. Okay, so as I said, these will be on my blog and you can download them and save them if you wanted to. They will print out onto, you can print it out onto A5, just adjust your printer and your paper and you'll be right. So that's our card for today. So I'm not going to add any bling. They do have a little bit of bling on here, but seeing as though I wanted it for a mail card, I'm not going to add the bling. I probably could add a little bit of gold, but I'm going to leave it as is. Okay, thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it. See ya. Hooray.